Happy birthday, happy birthday.
So it looks like it's Friday again, which means it's Batgirl Tyson time. My throat is a little bit strained, so I've got this kind of deeper voice going on. It's like I'm channeling Kathleen Turner and Tom Waits a little. November brings with it Remembrance Day, Thanksgiving for the Americans, Black Friday, and my birthday. I've always been a big fan of birthdays for other people. There are a lot of things to like about birthdays. Cake, presents. I really love cards. I like the inscriptions that I get. I save them. I have a huge shoebox full of them. Piñatas, balloons. Although there are some people that do fear balloons, which is an odd sort of fear, but who am I to judge? I'm not a big fan of ants. See, the thing is, my fear about ants is not irrational. They have stalked me my whole life. When I first moved out of my parents' home, I moved into this apartment with my sister, and we had carpenter ants in the walls, and they had wings, and they were huge, and I had this fear that they were gonna come in and take my cat away. I left a piece of honeydew out on the counter one morning, like the rind, and when I came home, they had marched across from the far side of the room all the way across and were like up the wall and eating this piece of rind that was in the kitchen. It was insane. But the apartment after that, I lived on 12th between Main Street and Kingsway, and there was this fire ant infestation, and it was horrible. I'm not really a shower person, but I'm more of a bath person. And this one day, I was gonna get into the shower. I turned on the shower head, and this horde of ants shot out into the bottom of the bathtub, and it was revolting. Needless to say, I moved out of that place and into this tiny little basement suite on 14th between Cambie and Main Street, which I loved. But there were ants. And I know this sounds weird, but it didn't even end there. When I first started spending a lot of time with Jay, I went to his parents' house, and they too had an ant problem, and they were in the walls, and they had this stream, and they'd walked all the way across the ceiling, down the wall to get to a can of Coke, and then they were taking the Coke back up to their hive in the ceiling. I've been plagued with ants, and this has been completely off topic. There are a lot of awesome factors to birthdays, and now I'm sort of reaching that age where it's like, yeah, okay, I'm getting another year older. Now I really am aging. Aging for women isn't a good thing. All of a sudden, you wake up one day and things aren't in the right spot. Those aren't supposed to be hanging that low. Why do those look like that? Is that a dimple I see there? Are those varicose veins? And then all of a sudden you're at the drugstore and you're buying face creams and hand creams and eye creams and night creams and day creams and you're buying all these products and you're dyeing your hair and trying to reverse aging, when I think that if you just accept it and go with the flow, it tends to be a little bit better. Whereas on the reverse side, guys sort of own aging. Now, I've always liked my men a little bit older, and it seems like society really likes their men a little bit older as well. So when men start aging and they kind of get those lines around their mouth and their eyes and their hair is graying and there's a little salt and pepper in their beard, and women just eat it up. We love that stuff because all of a sudden they're more dignified and they're a little bit more rougher. But we don't like our women rougher. It's kind of unfair if you think about it. Regardless, my birthday's coming out. So in the words of Leslie Gore, it's my party and I'll cry if I want to. I will carry forth and show you my fabulous find. These pirate books. So this one's Piratology, and basically inside that is a guide to life on board a pirate ship, which was really fascinating. This one also is called Piratology, a pirate hunter's companion. It actually shows you everything, right from their weapon, life on a ship, and there's always these little things that you can open and read and stuff. The third book is quite possibly my favorite. It basically shows you what it is like inside a boat. It kind of breaks apart the boat so that you can get a better look inside it. So those are my fabulous finds. So did something come in the mail this week? Why yes, something did. Two things. First up, I got this postcard from Toby Neal in Hawaii. If you don't know who Toby is, she is a writer, and she is fabulous. And she wrote me something a little sweet on the back of it, which was awesome. And the second thing that came in the mail, this letter from Richard Pierce. Not only did he write me a very sweet, very nice letter on this fabulous parchment paper that I just is like to die for, but he also wrote me out one of his fabulous poems. So these two writers, go check them out. They are fabulous people and good friends. Now for the weird crap around my house, I have these monster busts. Hey look, busts on my bust. So there's one from Boris Karloff, Bela Lugosi, and Lon Chaney. If you don't know who these guys are, you don't watch a lot of old horror flicks like I do. So there you have it, horror movie busts. And last, but certainly not least, is the Urban Dictionary find. This week we have for you, hot mess. Now a hot mess is someone who looks kind of rough and like they had a rough night out, but still looks really good. So like if you're a girl and you wake up in the morning and you kind of got that dark eye makeup around your eyes and your hair's all messy and you're looking a little run down, but still guys think you're super hot, you are a hot mess. And that's it for this vlog. So next time I see you, I will be another year older. Probably none the wiser though. And I hope to see you all here next week for That Girl Tyson.
General quarters, all hands man your battle stations, all hands man your battle stations.
Well, it looks like it snowed a bit. There goes Oliver. This is the reservoir that sits on my parents' property. And it's almost frozen over this year. You don't really swim in here, there's leeches. But it looks pretty. Especially in the winter. This is their property. That's their little house down there. There's the mountains in the distance. And there's Dee!